The air was crisp. The leaves crunched underfoot. It was Halloween night in Candlewick. Max, Ella and Oliver were ready. They had their costumes on. Max was a brave knight, Ella was a shimmering mermaid, and Oliver, well, he was a giant pumpkin.
This is going to be the best Halloween ever.
The friends were on their way to Spooky Hollow. Legend said it held a secret treasure, but it was guarded by spooky creatures.
I heard there's a ghost in there.
Ella whispered, her eyes wide. Oliver, inside his pumpkin costume, shivered. He didn't like ghosts, but he liked treasure even more.
Let's go.
Oliver shouted. He wanted to find the treasure first. The friends reached the edge of town. A dirt path led into the woods. It was getting dark. The wind picked up. It swirled around them.
Do you hear that?
Ella asked, holding her breath. The wind seemed to whisper, "Spooky Hollow, this way, follow me." Max felt a shiver down his spine. Was the wind talking to them? He wasn't sure, but it was the only clue they had.
Let's follow it.
Max said. He held his toy sword tight. Ella and Oliver followed close behind. They were scared but excited too. The path wound deeper into the woods. The trees grew closer together. Their branches looked like skeletal fingers. The wind whispered through the leaves. It sounded like spooky voices.
This place is creepy,
Oliver said. He wanted to go home. But Max and Ella were determined to find Spooky Hollow. Finally, the path opened up into a clearing. In the center stood a giant oak tree. Its branches were bare, and beneath it lay a stone tablet. It glowed with an eerie light.
What is that?
Ella gasped. The friends cautiously approached the tablet. Inscribed on it were strange, glowing runes. As the friends stared at the runes, a figure materialized before them. It was a ghost. He glowed with a faint green light, and his voice was hollow, echoing around them.
So, you seek the treasure of Spooky Hollow. To find it, you must solve my riddle and collect 3 keys. The first key lies where the sun sleeps and the moon awakes.
Then, just as quickly as he appeared, the ghost vanished.
Where does the sun sleep and the moon awake?
Oliver wondered aloud. Max thought hard. He knew he had heard that phrase before.
I know. The sun sleeps in the west and the moon rises in the east.
The friends looked around. To the east, they saw a path lined with silver stones. As they followed the path, they heard a low growl. A large, hairy creature emerged from the trees. It was a werewolf. Its eyes glowed red in the darkness.
Answer my riddle and you shall pass. I have cities but no houses. I have mountains but no trees. I have water but no fish. What am I?
Oliver was terrified. Ella clung to Max's arm, but Max knew the answer.
A map.
Max shouted. The werewolf snarled but stepped aside. He tossed a silver key at their feet. They had the first key. Now onto the second. The friends followed the path until they reached a murky swamp. A strange smell filled the air. It smelled like rotten eggs and burnt cookies.
This must be where the witch lives.
In the center of the swamp, they saw a small, crooked hut. Smoke billowed from its chimney. A figure stood in the doorway. It was the witch. She had a wart on her nose and a cackle that could curdle blood.
You want a key? Then brew me a potion, one that sparkles and pops.
She handed them a cauldron and a list of strange ingredients. The friends worked together. They followed the witch's instructions carefully. They added eyes of newt and tongues of toad. Finally, the potion was complete. It sparkled and popped just like the witch asked. She cackled with delight and tossed them a golden key. With all 3 keys in hand, Max, Ella and Oliver raced back to the giant oak tree. They inserted the keys into 3 locks on the trunk. The tree shuddered. A secret door swung open, revealing a treasure chest. The friends had faced their fears and used their wits. They had solved riddles, faced a werewolf, and brewed a potion with a witch. But the greatest treasure they found wasn't gold or jewels. It was the courage and friendship they discovered within themselves. And that was the real magic of Spooky Hollow.